Well, good morning, Tranium friends, and welcome to this week's edition of Patio Ponderings. I'm so glad you decided to join me. I'm Pastor Sue, and my patio today is the rain garden that sits behind the historic Tranium Church. It was featured on our garden tour this year, deservedly so. It's a beautiful spot and is a very nice representation of our story that we heard on Sunday, which is the creation story. We know that God created all things, plants and animals and creepy crawly things, and of course humans. And that was our focus on Sunday. We talked about God creating all of humanity, male and female, inclusive right from the beginning, in God's very image. And what a gift of grace that is. But that gift is a call. It is a call for us to see that image of God in our neighbor, regardless of who our neighbor is. And so this has been weighing on my mind this week as we have experienced a good deal of gun violence. As recently yesterday, when there was another shooting at a school in Colorado and a political activist was killed. And I think this can only happen when we deny that each person bears the divine image. And I've been thinking deeply about how we can continue to push back on that, to continue to see and to encourage others to see the divine image in each created human being, in each of our neighbors, no matter who our neighbor is or how they might differ from us in any way, shape, or form. And as I was thinking about that, I remember that one of the most powerful ways in which to share that kind of understanding, in which to push back on hate and the dehumanization of other people, is through the arts. Through art, through music, through poetry, through drama, through all of those creative outlets. And coming up in October, Tranium is performing an oratorio, which I think is going to actually be an incredibly powerful tool in this effort to push back on hate and violence. It is an oratorio entitled Considering Matthew Shepard, Out of Darkness into Light. And I just want to say a little bit about that. Matthew Shepard was a young gay man back in 1998. He was abducted, brutally beaten, tortured, and left to die, tied to a fence in a remote part of Wyoming. To say that this was horrific was an understatement. And unfortunately, violence against our LGBTQ brothers and sisters is all too common. And it stems from the fact that somehow we see these brothers and sisters as not bearing the divine image, as being somehow dehumanized. And we have somehow found permission to commit violence. And so while this oratorio, this musical piece that we will be performing is about Matthew Shepard's life, it is about so much more than that. It is about Matthew's humanity, and that even Matthew was created in the image of God and did not deserve, no matter what we think about that community, did not deserve the end that he met. What this musical composition does is delivers a message of compassion. It delivers a message of understanding. It is an anti-hate message. And it is a reminder of the divine image that is present in each of us. Music is such a powerful tool in storytelling and in kind of expounding and expanding these messages of love and compassion and mercy. Now, while this musical piece is not explicitly Christian, it contains within it explicitly Christian voices, theologians, and authors, words. The values of the musical piece very much align with the values of Jesus. And so it aligns with our faith very nicely, I think. I am so proud. I am so very proud and heartened by the incredible work that our choir and musicians have put in to prepare for this concert, to prepare this message of compassion and hope for us to hear in the midst of very troubled times. So I hope you will honor their work by attending. It will be October 12th following our worship, so around 10:15 on that Sunday morning. We've had some hard conversations around this. We do have some conflicting understandings about the LGBTQ community, but again, this is about human dignity, and it's about seeing the image of God in everybody. And if you want to have further conversation about this, I more than welcome that, and I hope you will reach out to me and we can talk about that. So yeah, this is a moment of hope and joy for me, and I think it should be for all of us to push back, to have this incredible, beautiful way to push back against hate and intolerance in the world and celebrate love and joy and hope and compassion and all those good things. So hope you will join us for that. As I said, would love as always to hear what you have to say. Enjoy this beautiful fall day, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye.